Accu-Stats Video Productions presents from Louisville, Kentucky, the first annual Derby City Classic. Along with my good friend Danny DiLiberto, I'm Bill Incardona. We are at the Executive West Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky, where the finals of the 9-ball division are being held as we speak. Troy Frank from Columbus, Ohio, a relatively unknown player, has certainly made his presence felt in this tournament, Danny. And the player he's playing, everyone knows who he is. He's from the Republic of the Philippines, the great, inimitable Efren Reyes.
Well, the big question is, will Troy Frank be overwhelmed by the heat of the moment here? Or will he be enjoying it and just freewheel?
Well, if I had to guess on that, I would think that if given the opportunity, I think he'll play well. I interviewed him a short while ago after he defeated Jim Rempe 7-0. I asked him how he felt going into the match. He said he felt comfortable. He said that he adjusted his game, he adjusted his stroke, and he feels really comfortable playing on the equipment the way the equipment is playing right now in regard to the cloth and everything. So he feels quite comfortable, and he's really not intimidated.
And once again, he's going to get up with an easy start, except the 3 don't go. What do you do here? He can put an angle on the 1 to nudge the 3 and then shoot the 2-8 combination.
And that's a little tough though, because he's going to have to come out of it with a decent combination.
That's what he was just placing the cue ball where that would have done it. Yeah, well, the 2-8 combination, if you hit the 3 on the nose, you can shoot the 2 into the 8, and you'll shoot the 2 in the corner pocket after that. He's got to open this up if he wants to run out. But he's looking at it. He's looking at it.
He has a lot of options with the 3. He can play the 3-7 billiard. He can play a safety behind the 7 with shooting the 3, and he can do as he did there, try to create an angle off the 2 to drop nicely into the 7. He would like to hit the 7 here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble here. Well, maybe it goes. No, he's playing the billiard, I guess.
Well, it looks like he's lost his market on the billiard. He went across table a little bit too far to play the billiard. Now he's going to have to play a safety.
Yeah, freeze him.
And he shouldn't put the 3 very close to that pocket, because Efren, with his kicking ability, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting the 3 too close to the pocket. But
look where the 4 is. Kicking it in isn't going to help him with position, I don't believe. Well, unless he kicks 1, 2 rails and banks the 3 and goes 1 rail to the 4. He could be trying that. Yeah. He made it.
Okay, well, Troy Frank is certainly glad that he made it. Had he not made the 3 ball, the 3 ball would have then hit the 8 and stopped somewhere around the area where the 8 is, and he wouldn't have been able to hit the 3 ball, but that wasn't the case. Efren pocketed the 3 in the side and has another difficult situation to deal with.
Not good speed.
Not that time.
Not good speed.
But he has a rather awkward angle if I see it right from my vantage point. I don't believe he can shoot the 4 in the side and drift below the 7. I think he's going to have to do something extra with the cue ball. Maybe I see the angle wrong, Dan.
Yeah, if he has just a hair, he can play part of the pocket, and that would be fine. I think that's what he's doing. This isn't too bad.
Now the 6-ball lays, not in really bad shape, but there are not very many pockets available for the pocket the 6 in. The upper right-hand corner, the right-hand side, but he has to get really good on that angle to pocket the 6 in the side. Nicely executed shot. Speed perfect. So maybe this first opportunity at the table for Troy Frank will answer your question. Will he be able to hold up? And it looks like so far he's done everything he's been asked to do.
Yeah, he's certainly hitting the ball with confidence. He doesn't look a little bit intimidated. I know he's very happy to be in the finals of this big tournament, and I really expect him to play very well.
Good shot. He'll just draw the ball to the center of the table. Making sure, well, once again, that perfect stroke, like he said to me. He's really happy with the way he's playing. He's adjusted his stroke, and he feels quite comfortable. He feels he's playing the table really nicely, and evidently, which is evidence that he certainly is. Game number 1 goes to Troy Frank. He's the one that jumps out to a early 1-0 lead in a race to 7 for the championship of the 9-ball division here at the...
Well, I'd like to mention that the car is safe. The Corvette will not be won this trip. Someone may rob it and go off with it, but no one's going to win it.
Seven
Right
ball
in
in
the
the corner.
pocket.
Scratching on the break. That's the first actual mistake he's made in the 2 matches that he's played here on the feature table. He played flawlessly against Jimmy Rempe, and I don't think he made a mistake in that match. Maybe one, but none more than that. And then all of a sudden, in game number 2, scratching on the break.
Yeah, that's fatal with a guy like Efren, or so many of the players in this tournament.
Well, it looks like he's going to have to swing out of the upper left-hand corner, going 2 cushions in the direction of the 4. At least he'll be on a good angle going toward the 4. Hit it a little softly, Danny.
Yeah, he's a little further away
Little
than he
soft.
wanted, but I think he'll handle this. Because he, once again, he don't have to do much with the 4. Cinch it and just bounce one rail, and you're fine. Perfect. Perfect, because now he'll go up a little bit, and he'll have an angle on the 6 to get off the rail for the 8, and then that's just a gimme. It's perfect as can be.
Efren Reyes, regarded by many as the best technician in the game today, doesn't really have any weaknesses in his game. Has developed the skills to play every area of the game. Game number 2. Match is tied up 1 game apiece.
Well, you get punished for scratching on the break. Meanwhile, he's in a position to do something spectacular here. He can win 2 out of 3 divisions. And where did he finish in the bank pool? 3rd or something like that?
Yeah, I believe he finished around 3rd or 4th in the bank pool.
That's amazing. To win.
It was 3rd, actually.
You win 2 divisions and run 3rd in the other? That's fantastic.
I'd say that that's certainly making a
Look
good
at this.
showing.
The ball, the 8 went in. He's got a shot on the 1, position on the 2.
5 ball may be a
5
little bit of a
goes.
problem.
5 goes.
I do believe it. It does
Yeah.
have a pocket, though.
Especially the 6 is gone, so he don't have to go anywhere with that. Fall straight in on the 5, and you get on the 7.
So that scratch on the break could prove to be quite costly for Troy.
Well, it looks like at least 2 games right now.
And when you start to realize that one little mistake like that, even though it's like a very small mistake in maybe your mind, could loom to be the biggest mistake of the tournament for yourself.
Yeah, that's a must. Don't lose the cue ball on the break.
He's fallen a little bit short of the mark, or he's gone a little bit past the mark, one or the other. But nevertheless, he still can recover from this position. He can cut it in the side, sending the cue ball to the bottom cushion, and then right back up toward the 4. He'll stay on the left side of the 9. No reason to do anything else, especially since the angle that he has suggests that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, then he can go 2 rails to the 7. That's where he sits. Center ball, aim towards the 9, 2 rails. And look at the way he looks the same way left-handed as he does right-handed.
Yes, he has the same stroke.
Look at the shot.
Look how he killed the ball.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Just as good a stroke as you could ever see. He may have played many hours, both hands, would you say?
Well, I'd say he's put some hours in with his opposite hand, and it's something that certainly has paid off for him, too, by the way. I don't think that I can remember him missing more than 1 ball ever since I've known him with his opposite hand. Game number 3 goes to Reyes. And now he leads in the match 2 games to 1. Yeah, to the best of my recollection, Danny, I don't ever recall him missing more than 1 ball shooting opposite hand. And that was a bank in this tournament. It was in the Bank Bowl tournament.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned it.
So he doesn't really shoot with his opposite hand and give up much. I don't know what he could give himself if he shot right-handed against left-handed.
I don't see any difference in the stroke, and you know his thinking will be the same.
There's the corner ball.
Again, and the
And
1
nice,
got a good kick, and
nice
he has
kiss.
position.
Nice kiss off the 6. The 1 ball now finding its place in front of the upper left-hand corner. The 2 adjacent to the 1 cross table. 4 ball near the foot spot. 3 ball near the lower left-hand corner. He'll go cross table twice here.
Maybe not. Maybe just once.
I mean, you know,
You're right. You know the man.
Yeah, hit the second cushion.
You know the horse.
Well, that way it's so much easier to judge the speed of that shot.
Plus, you could stroke it with authority instead
Right.
of doing any rolling. 2 rails to the 3.
4 ball position near the foot spot. Seems like that ball is kind of like funny to get to from the angle that he has.
He can roll this in and shoot it in the side.
Yeah, that's available. Well, let's see what he does.
That's what he did.
Okay, that's what he did. 6 ball near the left side pocket. He has to be careful here. He's going to be playing position very close to the 9, so therefore, if you bypass your mark or run short of your mark, it's really a big problem. You have to play very accurately here.
Yeah, he don't have a big target. He's crossing pretty close.
He certainly is. It may look simple to you people out there or at home, but of course when he falls on his line, he bypasses it very quickly. This has to be hit very accurately. He opted to play it in the corner, the position for the 5.
Got a pretty good angle.
Looks like he does have a nice angle. He'll probably follow up, play the 6 in the lower left-hand corner. The 8 ball conveniently located near the right-hand side pocket. Cleanly struck ball. Game number 4. Reyes leads in the match 2 games to 1, and he's looking to take a 3-game lead. Excuse me, a 2-game lead, 3 games to 1.
all on the scratch and the break.
Yeah, that's right. So far, it looks like that scratch has cost Troy Frank at least 2 games and possibly 3, because he may have had an opportunity to win the game that he scratched on.
Well, this is 3 now. He has just run 3 racks from there.
Yep, I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
3 games and possibly 4.
Yeah.
It's kind of frightening when you look at what happened. You know, one little mistake like that, and it cost him 3 games. How many mistakes do you make of that kind, or in a match?
None in the finals against Efren. That's obvious. But we got a long way to go yet.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Yes, we got a long way to go. But the way that corner ball is going and the cue ball is stopping in the middle of the table, I mean, if he continues to do that, I mean, it's possible he can run out the set.
Well, we saw Nick Varner run 7 banks on Shannon Dalton in their exhibition. So therefore, that was a great feat. And to see him run out the set would be just as great as a feat. Or
End
maybe
of that
better.
idea.
Okay, Frank steps to the table with his second legitimate opportunity. And like I mentioned before, against Jimmy Rempe, he made good with just about every opportunity he was presented with.
This is very tricky. He has to play the 1, miss the 6, and miss the pocket, and go 2 rails to the 2. It's a little tricky. It's not an easy shot.
He may even be forced to swing the cue ball 2 cushions toward the 2 and the 4.
Oh, of course,
Possibly.
but he has to miss the 6.
A lot of things to occupy your mind on this shot, but
He did it
nonetheless,
just-
he put it right
just
in the
where I
center
said,
of
right.
the pocket,
Perfect.
and he's repositioned the cue ball about as good as you could.
That was a good shot because he had to miss the 6 and that pocket. That was very good control.
Which is an indication that he's really concentrating well.
It's indication that this match is going to be a battle.
And that's what everyone came to see, a close, exciting match, sharply contested by both players, and so far we're getting exactly that. I thought perhaps that we were going to have a bad finals if Troy Frank would have beaten Rempe, but I saw how he beat him, the fashion that he beat him, and I said to myself, well, this could be very interesting, this final match.
Well, it might take the same kind of effort for Reyes to beat Troy Frank as it would if he were playing Strickland or Archer or any of the top players.
This is a very...
Well, I think he has to put a hair left-hand English on the ball and go 2 rails towards the 5, close as he can.
Yeah, he's going to...
You got to put a little reverse or it'll run.
Going to come
There's
close
a little
to that.
left.
Yeah.
Well, he did it differently. He drew
dug
one
down.
rail.
He wasn't comfortable with the inside English. He thought they may come too closely to that upper left-hand corner with the cue ball, and if he happened to hit the point, then he would kill the action of the cue ball, and he wouldn't have a very good shot on the 5. So he opted to go underneath, playing position for the 5 in the upper right-hand corner, actually playing position for a more difficult pocket, but more comfortable with the shot. Let's see how well he does.
Well, he has to make the ball because the position is automatic. The ball isn't. But he's hitting them crisp. Man, that was a perfect hit.
And you really have to be impressed with not only his skills, but his fortitude, his guts to go out there and play in the finals against perhaps the greatest player that's ever played the game, and show no fear.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Very impressed. He's holding up very well.
And notice the nice angles he has the insight to
falling on the
play.
right side of the ball.
Yeah.
You know, he just has to make the 7 again, and he's automatic to the 8. That's the kind of position you would like forever. And if he makes the 7, he'll fall on the 8 perfectly to fall on the 9.
This is game number 5. Reyes leads in the match 3-1. We're going to 7. Nicely struck.
Yeah.
Can't ask for anything
Perfect.
better than that.
It's perfect.
And he's definitely sending a message to Reyes. That message is that, listen, I know you're the greatest player in the world. I can play too.
Well, in reality, it's 3-2 now, but in reality, he has played as well as Efren. He's had 2 chances to run out, and he ran out, and the only mistake was scratching on the break. I hope he thinks about this now and he stays on the table, because he's making a ball every time he breaks. He made a ball the time he went in the pocket.
He's breaking from the bed of the table. And most players, given the option, prefer to break from the rail.
Well, it must be an advantage breaking from the rail, because he almost made a 9, and I can feel the people starting to pull for this kid.
Well, everyone likes to pull for the underdog,
right?
Particularly if the underdog is live. And in this case, I'd say that the underdog is fairly live.
Well, I would say that. But what did he do here? I mean, he might scare Efren if he cuts this in and runs out. It would be a real big message to do it. I think he's got to go ahead and shoot here, because position's automatic. It isn't like he has to do anything. Chop this one in that corner and run out again.
It'd be a very difficult shot to execute, but certainly send a message, like Danny said. And he's trying to determine whether or not he needs to apply a little bit of inside English on the shot to stay away from that cross-side scratch.
Yeah.
Now, another benefit he may have in his favor is, even if he does miss the 1, the 9 ball is sitting right in front of the pocket, and he doesn't necessarily have to give up a shot on the 1, even if he does miss the 1.
You're right. Plus, he's going in the direction the 7 and 8 snooker possibility. So, in other words, I'm recommending him shooting this ball.
And so far, he's made all the right decisions, at least up to this point of the match. And
let's see. The decision here is to cut that ball in and run out. You think he's kicking? He can't hit it? You're right. He did kick at it. He'd come with an Efren shot.
Yeah, and is the upper right-hand corner open, or does the 6 block that pocket?
It's close. It's close.
I mean, I can't tell from my vantage point. I know you're at the same vantage point, basically, that I'm at.
It's close. It looks like the 6 is in the way. And if it is, he has no pockets, and he's forced to play it safe. He's looking at the 9 for some reason. Is he going to try to cut the 1 in the side and go 1 rail towards the 9? He could try that, because the 2 is hanging near the pocket. So make the 1 and go 1 rail at the 9. I think he may be trying that, Billy. Here he comes. He didn't cut it enough, and he's going to get away with it. But had he made it, he had position. So Troy gets his second kick of this particular game. He almost made the other one.
Yeah, he definitely had the line figured out pretty well on that kick shot, narrowly missing it.
He kicked it and left distance. He left a shot on the 1, but he left a little bit of distance. I don't really see Efren missing this, because he's usually a tiger in final matches.
Well, he's such a tremendous shot maker. He shoots everything with near perfection accuracy, but it is missable. Watch out, the 6 ball. Watch out. Nope, he was able to hit it in the face. 4 ball position near the side pocket, or on that side, near the side pocket. He'll just go softly in between the 4 and 6. Repositioning the cue ball ideally for the 4. 7 ball has the lower right-hand corner available. He would like to play the 6 in the upper right-hand corner, hitting the short cushion, long cushion, and then going toward the 4 in that fashion. But he didn't really have a good angle to play position for that type of an angle. Now he'll probably just draw straight back or follow it 2 to 3 cushions around. Whoop, one cushion out. Falling a little short of the mark here, Danny. He looks like he's creating a little bit of a problem for himself here. And, this don't have to work out.
Well, he's pretty close to the ball, and I'm sure he'll draw one rail and maybe shoot the 8 in the corner pocket where he's standing. I mean, I'd rather be shooting here, so would you.
Oh, absolutely, but not textbook here. Not textbook.
That's what he did. It's not a gimme, you'd rather have an easier shot, but I expect him to make this. He looks in full gear.
I believe he's going to play this in the corner.
Yes, sure.
Side pocket from this angle would be much too difficult. No, he played it in the side. That side pocket plays very small.
You were right. I mean,
very small.
I'm surprised he shot it there at all. It was a much easier shot in the corner.
Troy Frank says to himself, walking to the table, quite possibly he might be saying to himself, listen, I made a mistake. I scratched on a break. He came back and ran 3 racks on me.
But
the man's human. The man's human.
Sure
he can miss too.
He missed. The great Efren missed. I think he used terrible judgment. There is no angle. It's a very tough angle to shoot that in the side with a little speed.
So far, this match is a very sharply contested match.
Okay, Efren can shoot left-handed, so could I. And it's 3-3.
After game number 6, the score is tied up 3 games apiece, and each player has actually made 1 mistake.
We have a great crowd here, and you could almost feel they're anticipating an upset here. The young underdog become an instant star if he wins this.
Yeah, he looks like a type of a player that could develop a good following.
Sure.
He's a young, good-looking guy, very mannerable, personable type of a fella, very likable. So therefore, for him to,
he got
kissed
was the
in
same
the
corner, but this time he got knocked in there, and he made a ball again. Oh boy! Last time this happened, it cost him 3 games. I mean, I could see him costing him 1 right now.
I think Reyes is going to reposition the cue ball. I don't think he's going to keep it in that position.
No.
No. I didn't particularly care for the position that he set the cue ball in.
He wants to be straight in on the
but he wants to be to the right of the 6. He doesn't want to be to the inside of the 6.
The other angle is a little tricky. This is perfect.
Right. And then once again, he'll probably go either 2 cushions and out, or he'll just stop the ball if he can do that. This is a very crucial shot because he has to have a good angle to drop nicely for the 5. If he plays it in the corner, then he'll be dealing with the 8. He's played perfect position, it looks like, Danny.
Yeah, he has a little angle to float towards the 5.
Well, a little thinner than he wanted, but in spite of that, I don't think he's going to have much of a problem. Both the 6 and the 8 near their side pockets.
No, this game is definitely history. He got a little bit funny, but he can go 3 rails off the 8 now. Well, or he can fool around with trying to get better position.
Yeah, he can go to the end cushion with a little inside English, spinning up 2 cushions in that fashion. Like this, inside English, 1 cushion, 2 cushions, and back up. Once again, falling short of the mark. Now he's going to have to do something with the cue ball a little bit here, Danny. And a little mistake here. He might be able to find that that side pocket with the cue ball. He has to be careful here.
No, he's not going to come near that pocket. He can go 3 rails, try to get to the middle of the table. 1, 2, 3. And you couldn't put it better with your fingers once again.
This is game number 7. Reyes, after pocketing the 9, will then take a 1-game lead in the match, 4 games to 3. Well, in defense of Troy Frank, he made 2 errors in this match. The first one was his fault, scratching directly into the corner pocket. But not so the second time he scratched. He got an inadvertent kiss off of a ball pushing him into the corner pocket, especially when he was in line, too. He was in line to shoot, and then the ball came from nowhere, kissed him in the corner pocket.
That's the luck of the break in 9-ball. The cue ball had already stopped. He had a shot at the 1. Something came and knocked it in. That's going a little bit bad.
Corner ball
Corner
to make
ball.
matters worse. Another ball.
But no bargain.
3 ball will not pass the 7 in the upper right-hand corner. A little salvation for Frank.
So now we're looking at some kind of safe, or will he ever do anything crazy like bank it at the 9 and draw the ball maybe? What is the shot here? Make the 1 and bank the 3?
Wouldn't it be a beautiful shot if he followed through the 1, playing the cue ball behind the 7? But that's really risky.
Yeah, he's not going to do that.
Oh, my. Look at this.
Try to fall on the corner.
Look at this. And that shot was only mishit by the slightest.
Well, how about the bank and the billiard? Nah, I think he wants to win this tournament. He's not going to do any circus act shots. That's a possible shot, though.
Yeah, but not so.
He don't have to bank it. He could shoot the 9 without the 3 going too far where he's at. You know, he may never even bounce out to give a shot in the 3.
No, he's taking a look from that position. He's thinking about banking the cross side and going toward the 9. And he's thinking that if he happens to bank the 3 cross side and he ends up on the bottom cushion, does he have the angle to cut the 4 in?
He's doing it. He's going to bank cross side and go at the 9. There it is. There it is.
Yes, it was.
Close, but no cigar.
Not this time. But meantime, look at the angle that Troy Frank has. Long distance shot.
Okay.
Needs to be hit accurately. Once pocketed, he has to draw the cue ball back down table perfectly for position for the 7. And nothing short of that, so therefore a lot asked of him on this shot.
Well, we'll find out what he's made of for sure. He doesn't have to prove anything to me. I mean, I've seen enough, but in a key spot like this, losing 4 to 3, can tie it up long, straight in. Can he draw the ball back and make the 3? Tough shot. Tough shot. But not for him. That's a great shot.
It certainly is, because he's shooting into a 4-inch pocket. And this particular table and those pockets don't particularly care for the angle that he was shooting, so therefore that pocket will not accept that shot if hit roughly. He hit it a little bit roughly, but you got to give him credit. Hit it good enough.
Great credit. I mean, he's playing in the finals of a big tournament against Efren Reyes, and he can get up and do that kind of thing. I mean, this is a match.
A little bit of outside English, not much, will allow him to play position for the 5-ball naturally. All he needs to do is pocket the 4 here. He'll fall naturally in line for the 5.
Real naturally, because he has the angle to get to the 7, too.
He does.
Another shot that he couldn't have placed better with his hand.
I like drawing this a little bit and making sure I end up with an angle.
Just soft shoot it, that's all.
Okay, well,
He's
that's
perfect.
fine. He'll play the position for the 8 in the lower right-hand corner. He's not going to want to stretch and overdraw this, because then he runs the risk of missing it. Well, no, he's not going to have any of that. He said, I can feel it. I know I can pocket it. I'll come back for the side, and this rack will be mine. This is the game number 8, and with the pocketing of the 9, this match will once again be tied up 4 games apiece. Well, he seems to be very determined out there, Danny. He's not giving up. He's not giving in to the pressures. He's not giving in to the intimidation of his opponent, Errol Strickland and Efren Reyes. And he's actually beating the table, too. This is a tough table that he's playing on, and he's making it look like it's an easy one.
Well, like I said, he keeps making a ball on the break, and he's scratched 2 out of the last 3 times. The end ball flew in. The 1 is hanging near the side. He has a shot, and
And
he can take the lead
it looks
here.
like he can take the lead. Okay, let's take a look at the shot on the 1. The way I see it, Danny, he'll pocket the 1 naturally on the side. He'll go 2 cushions and play the 3 in the upper left-hand corner. The 4-ball position on the right side of the table near the 8. Looks like if he gets himself a straight-in shot for the 3 in the upper left-hand corner, all he'll need to do is stop the ball there for position for the 4 or
Perfect.
draw back
Just
slightly.
natural speed. Make that 1, and like you say, go 2 rails. Try to get straight in on the 3. There's nothing else to do with the 3, but make it and stop, and he'll have the 4.
Oh, he's playing for the corner.
Oh, that's a great shot, too.
Well, it's a better shot because if you feel comfortable playing position in that fashion, that's a better shot because the pocketing of the 3 now becomes more simple.
Yeah. Cinch speed, too, he had on that ball.
He's not going to take anything for granted. A very meticulous type of a player, too, for being such a young player.
Good player. Well, this is good because we keep talking about all the young other players. I mean, we have some Filipino players that are young. Well, we have an American player who's young and can play, too.
Okay, he don't want to really move the 8, but he's definitely going to favor that side of the pocket because if he happens to hit it short to hit the point, he doesn't get the ball. He can afford to hit the 8 and pocket the ball.
You know, the 8 can do funny things off that point, so if he can shoot it without hitting the 8, he'd be better off, of course. 8 hits that point, it can do funny things.
A little touchy. He doesn't particularly care for the angle that he's left himself. And he's kind of maybe preoccupied with the fact that if he hits the 8, maybe it might do something funny. So therefore, that may break his concentration just enough for him to maybe create an error.
Try not to hit it.
Okay, and it did do something. It did do something funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that was what Danny was talking about and referring to, and Troy Frank obviously felt the same. But he didn't want to take a chance on missing that 4-ball short.
No.
So he used the 8 to aid him in pocketing the ball. And what happened? It did exactly what he didn't want to see happen. It did something funny, and he's left himself a fairly touchy shot on the 5.
But the good thing about it for Troy Frank is he just has to make it. Position is automatic. Swish.
Once again, in the center of the pocket.
Swish. This kid can play.
He's certainly a determined player, and is certainly playing with the guts and the in the composure of a championship caliber player.
I remember the Johnson City days. Young players came and they played a good player and they dogged it. They just don't do that anymore. He's hitting everything with authority. There's no dogging the stroke, and he's just shooting at the right speed, whatever he has to do. And he has talked himself into playing a solid match here.
He should not go. He should not draw this ball if he could help it. He's got to go either forward or drawing it straight back to the center.
Just like that.
He had a little bit of an
good
angle.
enough.
Yeah, he had a little angle on the 7, not much, but enough to get to the position where he ended up. And that should suffice, providing he plays as solidly as he has been. Well, it's awfully hard for me not to be thoroughly impressed with this guy's performance. I mean, 28 years old, first time in a final, playing against the greatest player.
Uh-oh.
Oh, one of the greatest players that's ever played the game. And I'll tell you what.
5-4.
What can I say that he hasn't already said on the table? 5 games for Troy Frank, 4 games to Efren Reyes. He's within 2 games of winning this championship. And he's probably feeling it right now. Now, this is really the red zone area for Troy Frank. You know, you're 2 games away from winning your first major championship and defeating the best player in the world. A lot of things could be going through his mind right now, Danny. Hopefully for Troy Frank, that is, nothing will be going through his mind that will deter him in any way.
No, I'll tell you, I don't expect him to fold at all. I mean, look at Efren is just waiting for his turn.
And that one ball is going to find its way down the table, and he's going to have a shot.
Has position, but the three's a little tricky.
A little tricky is right.
He has to go along 2 rails and shoot the 3 in that corner pocket near the 6.
But the 4 ball is positioned to the left of the foot spot, so he's not going to have to do much off the 3.
Right. That's what's good about shooting that 3 up that corner. That's a great shot if you don't have to do anything spectacular, and he don't. If he falls on this ball anywhere good, he just has to make it, and there's the 4.
But then his problems are going to start from the 4 to the 5, and that's where the problem area of the rack is. It's from the 1 to the 3 first, and then from the 4 to the 5.
There's the long 2-railer.
That's
little
good,
bit hard.
That's a little bit, but I think that's good speed.
No, it's a little hard. Yeah, you'd like a little.
Oh, you're right. It is a little bit hard.
It's a missable shot.
Very missable.
But he has to shoot it. I believe he has to shoot it because he can draw 1 rail and play to 4 in this corner, and that might help him get to the 5 better.
If he falls slightly underneath the 4, it may help him get to the 5 better. But he has a lot of work
of course,
in front of him, getting from the pocketing to 3 and then getting from the 4 to the 5. And all the other pressures that are out there, very difficult.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. The people are loving it. Now he can draw 1 rail, I believe, under the 5 and shoot it in this corner pocket here.
Does he have the angle to do that?
Looks like he does. Look at this angle. It's close, but it looks like he can do it. He can draw 1 rail underneath that 5, I'm pretty sure.
What we're seeing here is a player, a very young player, playing nothing but the balls on the table, not allowing any other thing in the room to distract him.
Watch this stroke. Watch this stroke. He can do that. That's what he's going to do. He's going to draw 1 rail right behind that 5. There it is. Just perfect as can be. Oh, he might have a 9.
He may have a half a pocket, or maybe not even that much. And if that's the case, if he only have a half a pocket here, I don't know what to. I wouldn't know what to do here.
He has a half a pocket, and I'm thinking he wants to shoot the 9. You know, it looks like it's aimed pretty well. Well, it doesn't matter if he can make the 5. That's just as easy.
Maybe he'll reposition the cue ball behind the 6 too.
He made the 9.
Oh my! Whoa! Wow! What a gutsy performance this is.
I had an idea.
I really can't
shoot that. And Efren sits waiting his inning. He might not be able to do anything. He's defenseless. He ran 3 racks in this match, and he's not in the match.
It's 6-4 in favor of Troy Frank. He fell behind 4-3. Or was it 4-2? Well, 4-3, I think it was. And now he's won 3 consecutive games, and he's found himself on the hill, and he has not allowed anything to bother him. He's such a composed player, and he's playing really intelligently.
Oh, man, what heart he is showing. He's playing flawless. Well, this is it. If he makes a ball on the break here, it could be over. Do you think the people will yell if he made the 9 right here?
Corner ball, 1 on the side. What's going to happen with the 2?
Ball? Where are you? There you are, snookered.
Well, who didn't know that? The suspense builds.
Look at this. If he could make the 2, you'd have to say it's bye-bye. But look at Efren, by the way, how cool he is. He didn't even twitch. He's just sitting there. Whatever happens, happens. If he gets a chance, he's going to try to run out. Didn't even twitch.
But he can feel it. I mean, I know that he's nervous in that chair. Even though he may not appear to be nervous, he's nervous. There's this kid from nowhere, 28 years old, in the finals of this world-class tournament. And Efren Reyes needs 3 consecutive games to win the tournament. Frank needs only 1. You got to be nervous.
Okay,
you got to feel it. You got to feel it.
What do you do here? He's looking to kick. Please don't tell me that. What is he doing?
Well, evidently he doesn't want to give Efren an opportunity at the table. He might be looking to kick. I don't think that I would do this.
Yeah, I would just throw it down here and try to outmove him.
Maybe he feels if he kicks and hits the right-hand side of the 1, the way he's looking at the 1, the cue ball will then reposition itself possibly in back of the 5-7.
If he hits the outside of the 2, he might make the 9. He doesn't want Efren to get up to the table.
Oh, I don't know if you can call that dogging it or if you can call that great insight. I mean, I don't know what to call that.
I don't understand that. I never saw anybody do that. Safe on the 2, and he just decided to kick, and it went in.
But I know one thing for sure. Whatever he's doing it well.
Okay, now is he thinking about playing the 9 again with the 3? The 3 passes again with not maybe a full pocket.
No, the 9's in a difficult position. I believe the 4 passes up in the right-hand corner, upper right, and he'll pocket the 3 ball, drawing it. Well, I don't know. Well, look, I think he's going to draw it and play position for the 4.
Oh, he knows this is the money here.
He played the 9. He's going to win this tournament. He's going to win this tournament.
That is amazing.
It wasn't exactly how he wanted to win this tournament.
Well, he don't have to be ashamed. He played perfect for 6 games, so he got a little lucky on that shot. He don't want to stop playing. Look at this. He wants to keep shooting the balls in. Look at this. He wants to keep shooting. This is amazing. Look at this. No, he don't feel good with all the balls on the table. He wants to get all the balls off.
He's really pumped.
Yeah, we got it. This is amazing. Amazing ending to a great tournament.
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to be doing an on-camera interview with Troy Frank, and I have a couple questions I certainly would like to ask him. But I tell you one thing, he's I'm really envious of the young man.
I am too. He made everything he shot at. That is the only ball he actually missed.
Yeah, that was the only ball that he actually missed, Danny. And, he did everything he was asked to do out there. He deserved to win this championship. He really did. And if I were him, I'd be feeling real good about myself right now. And he's probably going to do a little celebrating, and he'll probably, stop up and join with us in a little while.
But, it probably won't sink in what he accomplished until he gets back home to Canton.
Well, we're going to be back in just a moment with Troy Frank. We're going to do an on-camera interview. We'll be back in just a moment. And by the way, thanks a lot, Danny. You were terrific.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you. It was fun.
Okay, we're here with the Derby City 9-ball champion, Troy Frank. Troy, I asked you if you would be a little intimidated facing Efren Reyes. You didn't seem to me that you would be intimidated. Matter of fact, you said, no, I feel really comfortable. And once again, you proved it. You went out there and performed. They had a lot of composure. And for a young player like yourself with relatively very little experience, you have to be really proud of yourself.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Like I said before, once you get used to the equipment, then it's just you're playing the game on the equipment. You're not playing the player. I try anyway.
Well, that's wonderful if everyone could look at it like that, But I would imagine there are a lot of players that go out there with that intention to look at the balls and play the balls, not play the opponent, and just play the equipment. But sometimes that's kind of hard to do. You were able to do it, and there's a lot of people out there that are really proud of you, and they really you were really impressive out there. You didn't miss a ball. You scratched a couple times. One time, another ball inadvertently kissed you into the pocket. Was a kind of a unlucky thing to happen to you because you had scratched, I think, 2 racks before that or so. But nevertheless, when you had another opportunity, you made well with it and you performed well. A couple of shots I was kind of curious in asking you exactly what was on your mind. Okay, one was that when you kicked, you opted to kick instead of pushing out on the, I believe it was a 2-ball, wasn't it?
Well, Efren's notorious for kicking safe and kicking balls in. Shoot, I want to be the one to do that, not him. If I let him at the table, I might have a 3-rail kick shot as compared to a simple 1-rail. If you're, know the good players, they all kick like God. 1-railers are kind of like hangers, or at least potential kick safeties. And I felt way more comfortable at the table with me at the table than him at the table. So.
Well, I can't argue with you because, you're here in the winner's circle. You're the guy that's holding the trophy and the cash, so I can't argue with that. Now, let's go back to the last shot and on the 3-ball. I believe it was the 3-ball. You shot the 3-ball into the 9, and you then inadvertently once again pocketed the 9 in the upper corner. Were you going for the 9, or were you going for the 3 off the 9? What exactly were you trying to do on that shot?
Well, I had a whole pocket, but the 9's a buffer. It automatically kisses the 3 in if I hit it just a little bit off. So I guess subconsciously I hit it maybe a little too much to make sure I pocket the ball. I don't want to hit the other side of the pocket. It has no chance of going in. And I fired. I felt pretty good when I lined up. I fired, but, man, I missed it and then not made the 9. I went off the 9. What the heck?
Well, listen, that certainly didn't tarnish this win for you in no way because you played flawlessly once again, and this time in the finals. And, you didn't really want to win it that way, but I'm certainly sure you'll accept it because you played
definitely.
You played great throughout the entire match, so therefore you don't have to be feeling guilty about anything. You certainly deserve this win.
Thanks a lot.
So let me ask you this. What are you going to do now? I mean, are you going to go home, or are you going to celebrate tonight, or exactly what are you going to do? I'd like to know. I like to know what a guy like you thinks because I want to start doing the same stuff,
I don't know. Whatever the crew wants to do. I'm with a couple of friends of mine, and we're traveling together, so it's kind of whatever they want to do. We'll probably go home for about a week and probably take off again, maybe go on the road for a couple weeks or whatever, but that's the plans for now.
Well, you better go on the road very, very quickly because as soon as these tapes come out, there's going to be less spots available for you in there. You realize that now, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, once again, congratulations on winning this event. And there's a lot of people out there that are really, really proud of you and very impressed with your play. Congratulations on winning this event, and good luck no matter what you do in the future.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay, thanks a lot for supporting Accu-Stats, and give Pat a call. Get this match and many more matches we have on our inventory list. Just ask Pat. We have really a lot of great matches in this tournament. In retrospect, I look back and I can name 4 or 5 matches in this particular tournament that were just outstanding matches. Ask Pat about them, and he'll be more than happy to recommend 1 or 2 for you. So thanks a lot. Give Pat a call, 1-800-828-0397.